If somebody walks by, we just have to act like it didn't happen.
Yep.
That's something I'm super bad at. I always, when I'm recording outside, if someone walks by, even if they're like 50 feet away, I just like calm down to, I guess this is the start. I just get really, I just shut up. They're like super far away. I'm like in the middle of saying something like really animated, and I just stop talking. But if somebody comes by, we'll just keep going.
Cool.
Hello, yes. Welcome back to a special in real life, in person episode of the Lil Rez podcast, also known as the real life experience setting podcast. It's an RES.
Yeah.
Oh man, I already blanked on the intro. This setting is completely different than what we usually do. Let's see. Oh, here's the hat of the day. Richard's also got a hat of the day.
Shout out to our friend.
To our friend Ev. These are Ev's hats, neither of our hats. Here's the gnocchi of the day, wherever it is on the screen. Gnocchi's at home, but we'll put something up there. How are you doing today, Richard?
Good. We made this pod happen by waking up.
Yeah, early.
We woke up early for us for a weekday,
yeah.
even by weekday standards.
Yeah.
But
we woke up before your workday.
Yes.
So it's early.
we're getting in a pod before my meetings.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing well. Thanks for coming out to visit me.
Yes. Yeah.
How are you?
I'm good. I don't know. It's weird because I've just been with you for the last 3 days. So for me to recap how I'm doing feels odd because you know how I've been doing.
Especially because we've spent literally pretty much every minute together outside of maybe when I went off for a run for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Or you and Ev went to get snacks.
Yeah. So I'm good.
We've been living in a junior 1-bedroom, aka glorified studio, for the past 3 days. Rotating between a bed, air mattress, and sofa. And it's worked out very seamlessly.
It's worked out surprisingly smoothly, all things considered. I mean, not that it was going to go poorly, but it's worked out quite well.
The Olympics helped smooth everything over.
Olympics, oh man, we actually have woken up in an hour where we could be watching an Olympic event right now.
Yeah, true. Because we get it all day.
Yeah, probably around 1 or 2 a.m.? What time in Paris would that be?
It's 1:45 p.m. right now.
I
think it's 5 hours ahead.
Yeah.
It's either 5 or 6, so yeah.
Yeah, so early morning events probably start, and now something's going on. I don't know what, but we've been watching a lot of Olympics.
Sports. We like sports, and we don't care who knows.
Dude, I feel like everyone likes the Olympics, though. Dude, if you're an American... I know not everyone's an American, but if you're an American, you have to like the Olympics.
Too.
Dude, oh man, I was talking to Ev about it yesterday. The Olympics, it's if there's the one piece of American propaganda that works better than anything for me, it is hands down the Olympics. My patriotism is at an all-time high when the Olympics are going on because U.S. wins.
Yeah, we do.
We just win a lot. And how do you not enjoy that?
It's also one of the few times in life when or in today's society where patriotism is not tied to anything.
That's
except
true.
Literally just wanting your fellow human to be competing and doing well at sports. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, because even if they're world-class athletes, even if they have super advanced resources and structures in place to support their athleticism, they're still, I don't know, the athlete is very much the every person.
Yep.
You're what? I'm not gonna place the burdens of geopolitics on this one individual who's just doing something they've trained their entire life for.
Here's how you know they're an everyday person. Yeah. I've seen some Olympic athletes. I think I saw someone reshared. One of my friends went to Ohio State and was on the fencing team. And they reshared an Instagram story from one of their friends who who medaled at the Olympics. And I looked at that person's followers and I'm like, I might have more followers than that person on Instagram.
Dude, Olympic athletes, if you're not part of the top cut, they are, yeah, like you're saying, they're just not famous whatsoever.
Yeah, it's truly every person.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
don't get me wrong. You're absolutely elite in your physique, in your
Yes,
skills,
yes,
your
yes.
training and ability, but you're not like, and you're oftentimes quite young, so
Yeah.
like you maybe have worked a corporate job, maybe not, but most of the time you're just kind of like in college or
Yeah.
out of the college pipeline.
Yeah.
In Washington, D.C., they're the youngest American Olympian ever, at least officially, is like
yeah, I think it's the
16.
youngest American track
Oh,
athlete.
that's what it
'Cause
is.
we've
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
spent, like, not spent, we've probably sent, like, 14-year-old gymnasts and
True,
stuff
very
before,
true.
yeah.
Yeah. Very, very good
Dude,
point.
but yeah, 16. You can't even... You just can't be famous when you're 16 unless you're, like, a child actor or nowadays, like, a, YouTube or, like, influencer celebrity.
Mm-hmm.
But that's still, like, no 16-year-olds.
Yeah.
Dude, Rich, we don't know anybody who's young. Like, we don't have any friends or not friends. We probably wouldn't have friends who are minors, but like friends who have siblings who are in like high school. I don't think I know anybody.
No, I can't
Okay.
think of anyone.
Where I'm going with this is that I have this wonder. I've had this wonder for like several years now, which is what is the value of like social clout, internet clout in high school now? Like if I'm a high schooler, okay, high school of like 1,000 people, is that a normal size for a high school? I don't even know.
I've
That's
heard
gotta
high
be
schools
big.
as big as 4,000 and as
4,000?
small as like 40.
Yeah. Well, let's say there's like 500 people in a high school class.
Yeah.
At least one person will have like 50,000+ followers on some like if there's someone on TikTok who has 100K, just guaranteed.
Yeah.
I feel like one in 500. Yeah, probably. On TikTok, the numbers are so inflated, and it's gonna be biased towards teenagers having those followings compared
Right.
to adults.
Yeah, true.
But do people care? Do you think anyone would give a shit?
Oh, man.
Because they probably do care, right?
In high school, where everyone's desperately trying to like find some measure to
Yeah.
be better, I think people would care
Yeah.
for sure.
And I feel like, I mean, again, I'm spitballing. If anyone knows a teenager in a normal way, in a non Cody Co, non Drake way,
Yeah.
I'm curious because like, I feel like when we were in high school, social media had just become a thing. Like people had just it had just become relatively normal to have a Facebook account.
Yeah.
And people were still playing Farmville and Mafia Wars on
Yep.
Facebook.
Good
It was on the way
times.
out, but it was still
Yeah.
in. We had just hit the first stage of like normalization.
Yep.
But all social media was private. No one had public internet accounts. Or that wasn't the meta yet.
That
It was
wasn't
still-
the meta yet. Yeah.
But now it is, right? Like,
I just remember friending literally everyone I could find on Facebook
Dude,
when I was
yeah.
in middle school.
yeah,
though.
everyone you know in real life. Because literally, like, you're hard capped by who you could meet. It was, like, impossible to add a stranger on Facebook.
I sent
just
so
wasn't gonna
many
happen.
people energy boost requests. I'm so sorry.
Dude, the energy boost request.
We probably poked each other like 1,000+
Dude,
times.
Yeah, the pokes.
Gosh.
Man. But yeah, I don't know, I just wonder. Because, like, I'm pretty sure in high school there was at least one person who probably did have online following, but we never heard about it.
Yeah.
Even at least, like, if you scale down, like, if you de-inflate, if you go back, like, 10+ years, like, if you had 10K on YouTube, I mean, your YouTube channel had 10,000 subscribers.
That's true. I did.
That's,
Yeah.
that's a lot back then.
Yeah, but mine wasn't cloutable. Although I did leverage
No,
Jailbreak
no.
for like social capital as much as I could.
Yeah, you did.
If you want to be my friend, I'll help you get free games.
Dude, that was a total thing, was that, like, if you knew how to jailbreak stuff, people, like, just inevitably, you would meet someone with an iPhone or an iPod Touch, more likely an iPod Touch.
Yep.
And they probably didn't have it jailbroken. And if you were in the right era, it was, like, as easy as, like, I can do it right now. Literally, if you have the cable, I can do it right now. Or I will bring it to you the next day, and it will have all the shit on it.
Yep. So good.
Oh, man.
Man. This is kind of a non sequitur.
Yeah,
but
go for it.
This is my first time. I mean, I'm on video calls all day for work, but like,
Yeah.
this is my first time being on video in like a performance, like entertainment setting.
Yep.
And all I can, I have a little rock in my hand that's like a fidget toy
Let's
because
go.
I'm a notable fidgeter. Harrison is actually. We've had to go through checklists to make my
gosh, yeah.
filming setting less fidgety.
The sound check. Well, it's not just you. It's like we're just like we have to like hunt down all the things that can make little noises. It's funny because we're in a super chaotic environment right now. Like, I'm just not going to be able to clean the audio, but it'll probably be listenable.
Yeah.
That's good enough. And the video being out, this is a big, like, I'm non sequituring off your non sequitur. But I realized this after I started making videos. The environment you present on the screen to the viewer, just psychologically or whatever, has a huge impact on the audio expectations. So them seeing us outside,
Yeah.
it's not weird to hear background audio.
Well, especially because I don't know if the plants are in frame or not, but like there's movement. Like like you can see from the weather that it's a little overcast. It looks like a windy day out. Like,
yeah, you can tell. Versus if this was the audio quality you heard, but it was like me inside on the couch, your ears would just like be.
You're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, you wouldn't accept it. It
Is
wouldn't
this
make
a wind
sense.
tunnel?
Yeah, so like it's weird, but like the tolerance of the audio condition depends a lot on the setting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess, long story short, I'm deeply afraid of having an egg caught on my. What is it? Having an egg on my
having
face.
an egg on your face.
Like,
yeah.
I can already tell we're both ADHD. Like, we've both been like slightly moving our legs.
Dude, I'm already used to looking at my little like fidgets and stuff on the
Yeah, fair.
screen. But yeah, no, you're just.
I'm gonna look this back and I'm gonna be like, oh my gosh, I'm out on the internet for everyone to see.
Yeah, you are out on the internet for everyone to see.
But also, I guess related to that, happy season 2.
Happy season 2. Yeah, we don't know what season 2 will be, but this is the start of season 2.
This is the longest I have ever consistently done a creative endeavor.
Yeah.
Feels good, man.
In terms of consistency, yes, for me. In terms of output, I know there were some hiccups because of the Rona and the banking, but like, yeah, pod is definitely very consistent. And I always write about this shit because I got the Patreon daily writings now. Just write for like 5 to 30 minutes every day. And I literally said in one of my posts recently, I don't know if it's up yet. It'll be, I think I posted the Patreon today. It's Monday?
It is Monday.
Or
No,
is it-
it's Tuesday.
I think
oh
maybe I was supposed
God.
to post yesterday. It doesn't matter. I do it every day, so there will be no misses. But anyways, I was talking about how one reason I wanted to do the pod, even though it's so orthogonal to the normal stuff I make, and it's not really the end game for me, the pod seemed like a solid unit of output that I could do consistently without it breaking my back, and it would give me performance skills on camera. So it's like just, an hour and a half of reps once a week that I can get in. And we've had lots of episodes where we kind of had to, jump through hoops to get it online, but it's just, it's 2 hours of our time with setup and everything, setup, warm up, recording, that like we can jump through hoops for a 2 hour block of time.
Yeah.
At least one time in the week.
Yep.
And so it's inconvenient. It's not because between the two of us, there's not a block where we're always gonna be reliably free, but it's inconvenient, but it's like that small enough increment of stress that it lets you build like a consistency resilience. Because it's like, this will never not be worth fighting for.
Yep.
Or if it is too big of a push, it becomes very apparent when it's like, no, it's not going to work out this week, and that's okay.
Yep, agreed.
Like, if you miss it, it's not the end of the world, but it's also easy to make it consistent.
Yeah, like, this is... Our friendship has never been like, let's wake up early so we can get something out.
Yeah,
and the fact that
yeah.
we both realized that this week we were like, oh man, like 3 days have already passed. Like, you're
Yeah,
leaving
we got to
soon.
record in the
we
morning.
have to record.
Yeah.
This is it's got to happen in the morning or it won't happen. There was no complaint, no pushback.
No,
we were both just like, oh, I guess we're waking up early.
Yeah. Oh, man. Dude, the morning pill. The
Yeah.
morning pill. This is a morning pilled episode. And because I was in Indonesia, we talked about it literally the episode before I left, the last live episode before I was gone. I said like, oh yeah, I'm always tempted to reset my sleep schedule if I change time zones because it's like a free reset.
Yeah.
And I basically did that.
Yeah, you did.
I was, for the first like 2 weeks back, I was just waking up at like 7 a.m.
We're on different time zones, and yet you were waking up when I was waking up, which is crazy.
Yeah. And you've been waking up in the morning. It's I don't want to like, I know, dude, I've been so bad about my sleep schedule for years and years and years. Like, I've been good and bad. I get my 8 hours, and that's been very sacred to me for like basically since I turned 18.
Right.
Because I was not good about it when I was a teenager. But like I let it creep. I stay up late and everything. My hygiene's not good, even if I get my 8 hours. But I don't know. It's been so easy recently, and I also usually have trouble falling asleep. Historically, the reason why I can't fix my sleep schedule is because I can't fall asleep. But this time, I'm like not gonna break the seal, and I haven't yet. Like, I'm stacking the chips. I don't know, it's gonna take one little thing, and I'm gonna ruin it all. But like, so far, very very sustainable.
Well, if you ruin it all, then you just pull an all-nighter.
Pull an all-nighter.
And just do the next day.
Dude, yeah. You wanna? When Richard and I were in high school, there was basically before college, like the summer before we both went to college.
Man.
I needed a place to stay for like 2 months, like immediately before.
Not because of anything dramatic either.
No.
It's just
It was literally a transition period. Like my family wasn't in town, and I needed a spot to be. And I wasn't going to lease, like, an apartment that I wasn't going to stay at for 2 months or something like that.
Which is crazy to think of, like, leasing an apartment as, like, someone that's not even, like, in, like... That's,
Dude, yeah, I'm, like,
that's, like,
18.
just finished high school? Yeah.
Yeah, I just needed a place to stay. So I was staying with Richard at his family's place. The summer of Harrison living with Richard. Because we just, for 2 months straight, were hanging out, like, every single day.
Degened.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, we fucked up our sleep schedule big
So
time.
badly.
And we had this brilliant idea where it was like, oh, we'll roll it over. We'll stay up all night, and then we'll stay up all day, and then we'll go to bed at a normal time. And we did it.
We stayed up all night.
We
that's
stayed
for
up
sure.
all night.
To be fair, I think on that day, we had woken up at like 4 p.m. or maybe 5. Like,
oh yeah,
we woke up like right before dinner time.
dude, we were waking up hard afternoons. Yeah, we stayed up all night. Probably were, playing Hearthstone all fucking night. Probably playing some like Tempo Shaman or something.
That was when you showed me it. And then you showed me the port of how like they put it on the iPad version. You could port it to the iPhone.
Yeah, before it was on iPhone.
Oh my gosh.
Jailbreaking. You could put iPad apps on the iPhone.
Oh, man. That loading music is like emboldened in my head. Searching for a worthy opponent.
Yeah. This story's not that crazy, but we stayed up all night, and we failed, not failed, but we were struggling so hard come sunrise And I remember we're in Richard's like living room area basically, and we are both so cooked that we're just laying on the floor. I think one of us was I can impersonate it. One of us was like this, just like against the wall. We were both like this, just on the floor. Your mom wakes up. It's like, like 8 a.m. or something. She walks past us, sees us laying on the floor. She goes, "Did you guys go to sleep last night?" And we go, "No, we're trying to fix our sleep schedules." And your mom, she looks at us and she goes, "You guys are so stupid." Oh my god. And your mom's like not like that, but she was just like, she just looked at us, she's like, "You guys messed up. Like that was a misplay."
Yeah,
Oh,
when we were like, you would think us being like the later end of our teenage years, we were like, we could have used that for like fire under us, but like, and I think we attempted to. We were like, no, we're gonna prove you wrong.
Yeah.
No,
No,
2
no.
p.m. we were passed
We
the
were
fuck out.
yeah.
And then
we
we
had to
woke up
start
at like
over.
8 or 9.
Yeah,
And then we
it
were
was so bad.
8 or 9 p.m. Like, we were like, oh man, now we're even deeper in the hole.
Oh my gosh.
We also, I don't think we did like a lot of caffeine. We weren't as, because I
We
was
weren't
never
we
high
weren't, no.
school. I was never. I discovered coffee in college.
No, dude, we were super straight edge across
Yeah.
the board in high school.
The only
yeah.
time I think I had consistent caffeine was when we would drink diet sodas or normal sodas.
Yeah,
if
probably
it had them.
soda.
Not
Yeah.
root beer, or only certain root beer had caffeine. Or
Mug has
when
caffeine.
Starbucks had Frappy Hour, the buy one get one free frappuccinos.
Yeah.
We were rocking a sugar high, and there's like 2 to 3 espresso shots
Oh, dude,
in
yeah.
each one of those. We must have been we must have been jacked off of that.
Dude.
Like,
Starbucks, I guess they are doing this right now, but like Juul's on the scene, Zin's on the scenes, right? It's a stimulant meta.
yeah.
Starbucks, if
it's a
they had
stimming
like,
meta.
if they had kept Frappy Hour, okay, because we were going to Frappy Hour. I don't know if that's a national thing or not, but I don't know if you can hear that. I'm so, woo. I kind
I'm
of,
looking at the laptop to see.
it'll catch something. It'll catch something.
Yeah.
Anyways.
There was a fire truck in the background.
I'm sure it'll be on. Dude, fire trucks. If it hits different when you're outside though. When you're inside, it's like invading your space. But
Yeah.
out here, like it's in its natural environment.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I can't complain about the fire
We're all
truck.
just sharing sounds together.
yeah. Frappy Hour, dude. Yeah. Buy one get one free fraps, and it would be at like 3 to like 5 or something. Some hours, like basically.
I just
after
remember
school's over.
we could only really feasibly hit it, I think, on like Wednesdays,
When-
or
the short
you
days?
had to absolutely hustle on like a weekday to make it.
That
down
could.
there.
I think that's right. Like you have to go right. Yeah, maybe it was like 1 to 3.
I think it might have been like 1 to 3
Yeah.
or something. Yeah.
But I mean, because they did it, but it was like a 1-year promotion thing.
Yeah.
If they had kept it up, I would have drank so much coffee that I would probably be a coffee drinker now.
Yeah.
And I'm not. I don't drink coffee. I mean, yeah, just not consistently.
Not consistently. Yeah.
But if they just kept it, if that was the entire time I was in high school, maybe even because if they were doing it in college, dude, if I was in college and I had like an income, the freedom and agency of a college student, and living in Seattle, fucking Starbucks everywhere you
Everywhere,
go,
yeah.
I would be mad addicted to caffeine
I
right
know.
now.
And I would always go to like coffee spots to study too.
Yeah,
And I would
yeah.
never get coffee when I was studying. I would get like pastries or stuff. And it's just funny to think how close I was to just coffee's pervasive.
Yeah. Richard, how often do you drink coffee?
I drink it occasionally when I go out to like a concert.
Right, you do it like sometimes.
Yeah. And I have it before long runs. Probably before any run that's over 13 miles, I'll drink coffee for it. Is what I'll say.
It's like your pre-workout, basically.
Yeah. So, and I only do runs over 13 miles. Like, I've done maybe 15 in my life. So, not too many.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like Well, but you only started doing long distance running
The past year.
a year.
and a half, yeah.
15 is more than it sounds like.
I run 13 miles all the time.
Yeah, you
that's
like
my
13.
that's my standard run. Like
Yeah,
when
yeah,
we were
yeah.
hanging out right before the concert happened, like
Mm-hmm.
we had a concert
Yep.
at like we had to start getting ready for it at like 4:40. I
Yeah.
left the house at like 1 to get some space and like make some room in my belly because we were
Mhm,
like
mhm.
we've been munching hard out here.
Yes, we have
I-
been eating so much food.
I'm trying to show them all the
Yeah.
city's food scene
Yeah.
and like
Dude, we can drop the DC Rex
Oh,
right now,
yeah.
dude. Small enough area that people will be able to go.
yeah, that's
if you've
true.
ever been. Well, we went to. Oh man, we went to Arepa Zone.
Arepa Zone, yeah.
Yesterday. That was super good.
Yep, amazing South American food, Colombian, Venezuelan.
Yes. Yes.
What were the other good spots we went to?
Kava.
Oh yes.
Dude, they have a Kava in Chicago. I was checking.
Oh nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like in like a north. It's in like a. Have I described Chicago on the pod before? Basically, I described Chicago as like an onion. It has layers.
Layers, right.
So you have the center of the city, and then there's rungs of city around it. And it becomes less and less dense as you move outwards from the city.
Mm.
It's also all the public transportation works along those layers. All public transportation goes from like higher layers to lower layers, and so the metro looks like a star shape that's in the very center of the loop, and then it moves outwards. Anyways, it's on like the second. It's like on a northern second or third layer of the city. Yeah.
How far is that for you to get to? Is that like 15
Dude, it's like an hour.
Oh gosh.
Well, here's the thing that's fucked up about the Midwest is everywhere takes like 45 minutes.
Yeah.
It does like if you can go 10 miles, you can go 20 miles, you can go 5 miles. It'll all take like half an hour to 45 minutes cuz there's the freeways, well they're not free, they're tollways. That's how it is here too.
If I want
Yeah.
to go to New York the fastest way possible, I'll be paying like $60 in tolls.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy. But dude, they get denser and denser the more east you go.
Yeah, coming from the West Coast, like
Yeah.
Seattle, we have like I can think of like 3 total toll roads I've been on, maybe 4.
Yeah. Yeah, and half of them are just
Optional.
HOV
Yeah,
lanes.
yeah, half of them are just optional that you don't
Yeah.
even need to, or you can offset the cost entirely by having 3 people in your car.
Yep. Where's it going? Oh, driving. It just the freeway. Cause the closest highway near me, and this is almost anywhere you are in Chicago, is going to be like 10 minutes away. And it's like 10 minutes out of the way, not 10 minutes on the way.
Mhm.
So you only go on the highway if you're gonna go a long distance.
Makes
because
sense.
then the expected value works out. Dude, because the highways they do go into the city, but they always like start on like layer like 4 or 5. They're like out there. They're not close.
Fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've DC has a couple of highways, but I'm like firmly in the center of the city, and it is it is not a good city for driving in, as you've been witnessing.
I was literally thinking that like being around here, it's just a car does not make sense as the play.
I don't know if you noticed yesterday, it was faster for us to bike to the restaurant than it was to Uber back.
To Uber back, yeah. Yeah, dude. It was like it is very navigable. Like I didn't even because I've been here a couple times, but the last time I went was maybe like 4 years ago.
And you were
4 or
staying
5
by
years.
like the National Mall and stuff.
Yeah,
Down
yeah.
there, the streets are more like spread. It's a grid, but it's so separated out.
Yeah.
And it's just like so much like blank space in between down in that area that it's like you don't really get a feel for it. Like it's truly a grid in the quadrants.
Yeah, this area. How far are we from like the White House approximately?
Like maybe like a mile at most.
Yeah. So like, yeah, basically downtown.
Yeah, we're
DC.
like downtown DC.
Yeah. Yeah, you can like walk anywhere.
anywhere.
It's
yeah.
pretty impressive. Like, I didn't realize how dense it was.
And you only took the metro from the airport here, but like the metro line, there are like so many different ones, and they all like the metro in DC is second only to New York City in terms of American public transportation.
It's fast. It's quiet. The trains are like new and nice.
Yeah.
Not like the L, dude. The L is so fucking old.
No, I've rode on it before. From the airport to get in. It is what's cool about the L though is it does go between buildings, which is like kind of a vibe.
Yeah. It's
aesthetic-ish.
The L is good enough to not replace.
Yeah.
Which is both good and bad.
It's also good enough to like semi-romanticize in TV shows and movies.
Yeah.
Which you do not get with like I don't know, like Philadelphia, like the SEPTA. That's not romanticized. Like
I've never even heard of that.
Oh yeah, it's one of their public underground like metro thingy. It's just funny because it's called SEPTA and it makes you think of like septic tank. At least for me.
Yeah, no, it definitely does.
It sounds shitty.
Yeah.
Also, this is hard. Like I've yawned a couple times because it's early morning. I'm not bored of you. I'm just
you're good. We woke up early.
I'm like having to like manually suppress yawns because I don't want to let too many of them out. And I'm like, wow, like being on camera.
That's true. Richard, we buried the lead so hard. There's Richard.
Hello.
That's I guess. I don't really want to call it like I don't want to put the thumbnail and title as like Richard face reveal. It just feels besides the point. But that
Season 2.
Season 2. That is what this is. Because I see Richard every pod.
Yeah.
Because he's on the webcam. Because it just doesn't make sense to record. To me, it doesn't make sense to record like only video or only audio. Because like sometimes you want to say something, but you don't want to say something.
Yeah.
So then I can see in the webcam that you have something to say.
Yeah. You miss out on like a fundamental part of like human interaction. Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
And for me too, I also like it because even if I'm not on camera to the viewer, it keeps me like more engaged. And I can kind of tell where my energy levels are at based on looking at myself in the camera.
Yeah. You have like it's like audio monitor but visually.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
we don't even know what we look. It is wigging me out now that you point it out. Like we're very blind right now.
Yeah, so we were talking about jumping through hoops to get the pod set up.
Yeah.
We have two microphones.
Thankfully,
you encoured me to get this mic because in the past I was using...
You're using your phone.
My iPhone on top of my cocktail shaker.
Yeah.
Taped on as like a mic stand.
Yeah.
Now I have a real microphone. It's plugged into a laptop, which is plugged into a wall, which, as looking at your battery, it's fine, but it's actually not providing any power, which is hilarious.
Dude.
We're going to be fine.
Yeah, we are. That's so funny.
I have an old iPhone 12 mini, which has an iPhone case that I'm not even using anymore.
Yeah.
Because that iPhone case lets you stick a credit card in as a kickstand.
Yeah, as a stand.
And it's leaning on a pottery plant that is currently filming us.
Yes.
But this is actually going to be less effort for you because the audio is already synced up because we're in person.
The audio sync has been a huge problem. Oh man, the last episode we recorded was so much faster to record than usual because I did an integrated setup for the first time. So like before we recorded every single input device separately. The mics were recorded separately. And the camera was recorded separately. And then it was all synced manually in post. And it turns out that if you record over like an hour, it's just things will just drift a little bit out of sync. That's just what happens. And we do syncing stuff, but like you still have to fix it manually. And then what started happening even worse is that you see it in some of the episodes from like the last 2 months. For some reason, the time was not interpolating linearly, and so it would like be in sync, drift out of sync, and then come back into sync. And I was like, and when that was happening, like you spend time trying to fix it because you're like, I'm not gonna leave it like this, but it's such a pain in the ass. So then finally on the last episode, my mic and my webcam, I just was like, all right, we're just gonna raw feed to the computer and record directly in OBS. And in exchange, I lose like color grading profile, so that's the color is a little bit off. I'll have to tweak it. And then your audio, I recorded to a second channel.
Oh.
And then when you sent me your audio to sync, I literally sync you with yourself. So it's trivially easy to sync it up perfectly.
Yeah. You just all the waves align.
Yeah, it like for the entire recording, and it just takes it from the Discord audio quality to like the raw audio quality.
Nice.
And it has a built-in fallback too that's already in sync as well.
That syncing feeling.
The syncing feeling.
Nice.
Yeah, dude. So it was so easy to edit, and this will all be in. Dude, oh man, live is so nice.
Yeah.
There's the live microphones, like knowing this is all gonna be in sync.
I'll have to visit you in Chicago, and then we can also do it at your setup
Dude,
as
we
well.
can do it even more, because this is a very janky ad hoc setup. What's happening right now is, because we don't have an audio mixer or anything. No mixer, no audio interface. How are we doing 2 mics at once? You're not actually supposed to be able to do that.
Oh.
Not on separate channels. It's not normal. But stereo audio comes with 2 free channels by default. So what's actually happening right now, if you look at the waveforms, Richard, this is one stereo track. All of my audio is in the left ear, and all of your audio is in the right ear. And then I'll just split it and turn both channels to mono afterwards. Yeah.
I was going to say, we could do like a Bohemian Rhapsody type situation. Mamma mia.
Mamma mia. Dude, that would be fun. We could have it a little bit spatial. I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, that's what's happening right now. So a little bit weird, but just it's in sync, dude, and no audio latency, because on Discord there's like, it's probably 50 to 100 milliseconds of audio latency, which is like not enough to disrupt a conversation, but enough to not have, you're playing with it's a laggy, it's like what's a game? It's like, dude, it's playing TF2 on like a 10 ping server versus like a 70 ping server.
Yeah.
You can feel the difference.
Or like if someone's internet like disconnects and if there's a hiccup, then like maybe that just offsets everything a little bit.
That happens on the pod. It's not common. It'll happen like on average 0 to like 2 times an episode.
Yeah.
But just for like 2 or 3 seconds, the audio will hitch, and you might be in the middle of a thought, and like I can totally figure out exactly what you're saying, because it didn't cut out for long enough, but I have to spend a beat to be like, wait, okay, so that's what Richard was probably saying. And you come back, and if it's a problem, I'll just ask. But like, it's just small things like that you don't have to deal with when you're just recording live.
So we have time for probably like one small topic to finish this off. What anything comes to mind for you?
Yeah. Oh man, we can do. I'll do a quick little story, because it's an old story, but it's been on the queue for a while. The pickleball bathroom gatekeeper.
Oh,
We'll do a quick one. I was playing pickleball at like the public park like a month ago, 2 months ago.
Fastest growing sport in America.
And I needed to go to the bathroom, and this park has like I'm gonna be a little descriptive, but basically there's like a building, and then you can walk in a little bit, and it's just kind of like an empty hallway, and then there's 2 doors, one for men's and women's bathrooms, but there's like a staging area basically. And I go into the building to go to the bathroom. I walk into this hallway, and in the hallway there is a single young child, probably 5 or 6 years old, directly standing in front of the bathroom door. And I'm like, okay, sure. And I walk in, I look at him, this kid, and I'm like, all right, hey bud, I'm gonna go to the bathroom right over there, if you could just move over. and he starts screaming. He goes, ah! Ah! But I know it's fine because he has a huge smile on his face. He knows he's being a little shit. But I'm like, oh, okay, so I'm an adult and you're a child and you're screaming and it's just the two of us right now. But like it's like in this space, it's like quiet, but and it's just us. Literally right outside of the door, there's dozens of people. So anyone walking by could easily like look through like the window slit of the door, see just me and this kid, and just hear screaming.
Oh god!
And I'm like, all right. I'm like, okay, hey, can you please stop? I'm gonna go to the bathroom now. And he kind of moves. He stops. I'm like, all right, cool.
Nice.
He moves off to the side. I go into the bathroom. Lo and behold, there is another child in the bathroom. This one's even younger. They're probably like 4 years
Dude,
old.
The final bosses of the bathroom.
Dude, and this kid is like, just like hanging out the urinal, like hanging off like of the urinal, like it's a jungle gym. And they look at me, and I'm like, oh, okay, sure, why not? I'm not gonna use this urinal. I'm just gonna go into the stall. I'm like, all right, that's kind of weird. I go into the stall, and but I'm feeling out the situation because I know there's another kid, and then the first kid, the gatekeeper, he comes in. Before I start peeing or anything, they're like shuffling around. You can hear them. And then, from under the stall, a head pokes out, like on his back. It's like the kid like got on the ground, got on his back, and then used his feet to like push himself, like a cartoon character, like shoop, from under the stall door, just looking at me, like just like big smile on this kid's face. And then the second kid also boop pops in, and they're both just staring at me, looking at me, giggling. One of them hits the scream, ah!
No.
Just the jump scare me. And I'm like, oh, you guys, we can't do this. This is
isn't
not
working.
not online. You should not do that. And so I'm like, I'm just not going to go to the bathroom here. Got out of the bathroom. And then I just literally, you go to the other end of the park, the far end of the park. I went to the bathroom over there. When I was walking back, I walked by those bathrooms. I looked inside. The kid was posted up in front of the bathroom, just waiting for his next victim. Dude, it's like this kid. You know what a Skinner box is? So there is a psychologist, Skinner. He did experiments on rats, basically.
Okay.
Rats and like small animals, like birds. And a Skinner box is you put an animal in a box, and then you just kind of have this random stimulus in it.
Right.
And you see how it affects their behavior.
Okay.
So like a button that when pressed like in random intervals like outputs food. Something like that. I might be getting some details wrong, but that's the idea.
Yeah.
It's like this kid went to the bathroom area, and then it was almost like a Skinner box in that he probably I almost was definitely not the first adult who you encountered. Like he was like ready for me when I got there. He probably saw how different people were reacting to the situation, and like he's a kid, he doesn't care about social consequences or anything. He was like, look at all the weird and confusing ways or silly ways that adults react. And he just started developing, him and his friend just started developing like weird behavior to see how they could push the buttons of adults. I definitely felt like I was being messed with without the kid even realizing that he was like, he was massively breaking social norms.
Kind of love that.
Yeah. That's the legend of the pickleball bathroom gatekeeper.
Well, incredible.
I think we're at time, yeah.
Yeah, I got to run for my meetings, but thank you so much
Thank you for joining us.
Joining us, and
as always,
goodbye no.
Goodbye no. That would have been
was so
sick if you
close.
knocked it over. All right.